Dear Gossip Girlies, Story Seekers, let's get ready for this week's deep dish. On Cocoa Confessions with Kate, your anonymous stories come to the surface. We'll laugh, we'll cry, and you will definitely experience some secondhand embarrassment. So grab your cocoa and cozy up. Hi and welcome back to the It's a Girl Thing podcast. It's me, Kate, and we're here for another episode of Cocoa Confessions. It's been a little bit on and off for the last week and a bit as I had a study break and needed to just take a break from everything going on in my life and actually recover from just existing, which I, for the most part, have done. And we're back here on the grind for another few weeks before we head off onto clinical placement, which will be great. So yeah, make sure you have got your cup of cocoa. I have actually followed through and do have a cup of cocoa today because it's cold here. You wouldn't believe it because I'm still in a t-shirt, but I have my heater on in my room. But if you're enjoying the show, don't forget to send in your confessions and leave a rating on your favourite streaming platform. But let's go straight into it. We're going to start with number 7. Helps if I scroll faster. Okay, it's a little short one, but let's get into it. One time when I first got my period and my backpack was clear, I'm automatically like this blood, red, clear. And I thought I was so cool getting my period in 5th grade. 5th grade, year 6, isn't it? Yes. I feel like we have this debate every time somebody brings up an American grade is what does it equal for us. And so I was like, oh yeah, I got my period. Who is just that excited about getting their period? I was going to say, I guess there's so many people out there who might have like infertility or reproductive issues in their family and it's a celebration. But in this case, it doesn't sound like it. She doesn't know what to expect. Really? If you got your period first, that made you cooler. Interesting.
No, not with me, but maybe.
But like an interesting perspective. And one time, I purposely left my bag open and tripped, and I let all my pads fall out of my backpack. That's so awkward. It's worse when you did it on purpose. Like, it's awkward enough if you were doing that do that on accident. And everyone was grossed out. Kind of fear, but also kind of fear for the age that they were in. Not really. Now I'd be having words with people if they were acting all dramatically grossed out. If something like that happened. And I was called the red girl for the rest of 5th. And it's so embarrassing now that I think about it. Honestly, I've heard worse, but that's also pretty darn bad if you were called it for the rest of a whole year. Like, if that stuck with you. Purposely doing it. Oh, I was more thinking about purposely leaving the bag open. I didn't think about purposely tripping.
No, you know how purposefully tripping yourself up looks. Like, it doesn't.
It looks so questionable when you purposely trip yourself up.
Purposely trip yourself up whilst looking like it was an accident.
We're scrolling. So that was entry number 7. Thanks for your contribution, Abby. What are we drinking?
Lemon water.
Oh, okay, we're being a healthy little queen in the corner. Okay, and then we've got entry number 34. One time I went away with my friend for a concert. This is also a long one, by the way. Looks like it will be in for a story time and a half. Oh gosh, I just read the next sentence. We wore short dresses because that was the vibe. I automatically have so many thoughts, but I'm also like, those probably aren't appropriate thoughts for somebody to have confessed to, so. They are, 100%. I'm just hoping it wasn't winter. We were staying at an Airbnb at the time, and my dad was tracking my phone as I was 16. Bro, the fact that your dad let you go to a concert when you were 16 without him. In a different city? Oh, so not too far away for you. Got your dance moves going, girl. But, like, I couldn't. I went to my first concert back when I was, like, 14, but I went with my parents. That's actually so true. But, like, oh, no, I couldn't. But I get the tracking the phone thing. That's fair. We went to the concert and had a great time until we got back and realised that we'd lost the key to the Airbnb. That is... I would be so scared. It was about 11 p.m. and the owners were old, so you didn't want to wake them up calling them about the key. If I was in another city, no matter how bad I would feel, I would do it. I'd rather not sleep out with the creeps. I don't even know where we are in the world or what city we're in, but I would not want to sit out with the creeps. We were also both on our periods and had one tampon between us. Cut it off. That's what I was going to say. My phone was on 2%, and my friend's phone was on 7%. This is why portable phone chargers exist, ladies and gents. Oh, goodness. We could have broken into the house, or knocked really loudly, but the owners were on the 3rd story, with no reachable or climbable windows, and it was sandwiched in between 2 other houses in a row. Imagine trying to climb and break into this house, and all the neighbours see you just, like, half using their house to help you scale to their house, and they're like, and you have the cops come up and you're like, I promise I'm not a criminal, I'm just trying to get into my Airbnb. I'm just a girl. Anyway, we tried to jump the fences of the houses on either side. I feel like my point stands. But over the fence on one side was a big dog, and on the other side was a huge drop that would have broken some bones. Why are we so anti talking to the Airbnb owners? Like, I get they're old, but they know what they're signing up for hosting on Airbnb. Like, broken bones, big dog, really probably quite sweet older couple renting out part of their place on Airbnb. I know which I'd choose. Exactly, you might never see them again. With my dad tracking my phone, I left it in a wheelie bin and we went to get some food. Oh gosh, it was absolutely freezing as it was winter. I go back to my comment about the dresses. Let's not. We got back to the house, or the doorstep, and my friend tried to call her boyfriend to ask his siblings to offer us a place to stay. But they both said no, which sucked. That's so harsh, though. Like, it's like, let the girls just sleep on your couch or your floor. It's like, would you not rather someone you knew was safe? Like, even though it's your, like, boyfriend's siblings, like, it's a little way away, like, in terms of closeness. If you knew the person even vaguely, I'd rather they'd be safe. My phone had died, and my friend's phone was almost dead, and it was tit freezing and tiny dresses on a winter doorstep. Who would have thought? We tried to sleep, but it was too cold, and we were scared of getting raped while we slept at the place, and it was pretty city central. I'm like, okay, that's kind of fair. That's both a blessing and a curse, because city central means there'll at least be some people roaming around. Bad news is probably the creeps.
I don't think I'd rather be.
It was so awful that we couldn't even cry. Anyone who thinks they could survive homelessness is foolish, because that was horrendous. We didn't even know what to do with ourselves. We had to catch a bus home at 10 a.m. the next day, so we couldn't wait out here forever. At about 4:30 a.m, we decided to bang on the door as loudly as we could to try and get the owner's attention. I'd be more pissed off about being woken up at 4 a.m. than 11 p.m, in all honesty.
Well, if they were going to end up doing that, why wouldn't they just do that at the start?
After about 10 minutes, they came downstairs and asked if we'd been partying, which we said no and lied and said we'd left the key inside. We went back to our room stressing about what to do about the key, and then found it on the bedside table. Well, at least you found it. It'd be so much worse. Imagine having to explain to these cute little old people, so, we had a little bit too much fun last night, and we don't have your key. but some random in the city does. Hope it didn't have your address on it. We went back to we literally jumped for joy, like actually started jumping around. Hands down, the best night's sleep of my life. Oh yeah, I was about to say the best recovery sleep after that, I can assume. My last concern was that we'd get a horrific Airbnb rating. But we didn't. We got a glowing review. That's actually good on you. My dad still has no idea that I wasn't in bed safe that night. That's... Oh, you tell him like it's like a 21st story.
Oh, yeah.
Like, guess what me and my friends did when we were 16? Okay, so those were our confessions today. Do we have any final words, ladies? So we've concluded we don't like lemon water over in the back.
I love it. Warm lemon water at that.
Cleansing? Delicious. Well, that was our episode. I hope you enjoyed. And don't forget to keep sending in your confessions. The link will be in the show notes. I have had a few more this week, so we have plenty more to keep us going for now. But please, we want to hear your stories. We want to hear what you have to confess to. And don't forget to tell a friend, and we'll see you next Wednesday or hopefully on Sunday. Bye! I hope you enjoyed your weekly dose of Coco and confessions. If you enjoyed today's stories, make sure to tune in same time, same place, same Coco next week. And if you have a story of your own to share, make sure you head on over to the submission form, fill that out, and I hope to feature you soon. Toodles!